2020 World Buffet offers you unlimited food at a set price. Open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Catering, wedding and party services available too. Call 01733 566 320 or visit 2020buffet.co.uk. 2020 World Buffet, 35 New Road, Peterborough, PE1 1FJ.
Find us on Facebook at Salam Radio.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وله الحمد في الآخرة وهو الحكيم الخبير يعلم ما يلج في الأرض وما يخرج منها وما ينزل من السماء وما يعرج فيها
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the In the Spotlight show, only on 106.2 Salam Radio, entertaining you guys for the next hour. As always, we're bringing you a variety of talented guests, not only on today's show, but also over the next few episodes, showcasing their stories. So stay tuned and locked in. Whether it's personal achievements, career goals hit, success stories from really testing events, wherever the story we want to hear. This show is all about providing you, the listener, a platform to showcase your talent or success story. So catch us weekly on Tuesdays between 7 and 8 p.m. So today, we have a special guest on, which I'll be introducing shortly. We'll be playing the 60 seconds in the spotlight quickfire round, plus a roundup of upcoming guests we're hoping to have on the show. So guys, we really want to hear from you today. So why not get in touch by calling us on 01733 602 133 or text us on 074 11 191 062. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, drop us a comment or any questions you may have. So not sure whereabouts you guys are located today, but it's been absolutely pouring down here in Peterborough, and usually that means a quiet evening in. But whilst you do relax, why not look forward to the next Chili's World event for 2024? As I can proudly announce, we have Cambridgeshire's biggest pre-Ramadan festival happening over at Glaston Community Centre on the Sunday, 3rd of March, between the times of 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Instead of you going out of town to purchase necessities for Ramadan, we're bringing this right to the heart of Peterborough. There'll be many stalls present ranging from abayas, jubbas, artwork, dustbins, all the way to indulging in huge selection of food. Alhamdulillah, we have had an influx of stall bookings, so please do keep them coming. We want to make these kind of events successful and bigger every year, inshallah, in the heart of Peterborough. It's a family-friendly event, loads of stalls, kids' activities such as bouncy castles, indoor go-kart racetrack, face painting, and much, much more, all to bring the community together, preparing for the blessed month of Ramadan. So leave your kids to have some fun whilst you shop. Join us 3rd of March, Glaston Community Centre between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Cambridgeshire's biggest pre-Ramadan festival hosted by Chili's World. Guys, so slowly moving on. For everyone listening to us live on air, just a few thoughts from us now. Do you ever wonder what it takes to be a boxer? Not just the skill set, but also the diet, the discipline, etc. Have you ever wondered what it takes both mentally and physically to get to that level of professional status in boxing? Or maybe what sacrifices I needed to take up the sport of boxing. Well, today, I'm so excited to announce we have as our guest one of the most exciting talents now in UK, a youngster who has used Amir Khan as a role model and trained since the age of 10, a dedicated athlete who has won countless awards over the years. Someone who used boxing to keep him out of trouble and used the skill sets to focus and keep better control of himself. A once an amateur who had a dream of coming up as a pro. And alhamdulillah now, we, as his fans from Peterborough, can say he is 6-0 as a professional boxer. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're bringing you our very own, the next big thing, Mohammed Samir, also known as SMG. Samir, first of all, welcome to the In the Spotlight show. How are you feeling today?
Thank you for having me. I'm feeling great, alhamdulillah. I've had a few days of training now. I've been having some delicious food and stuff, so I'm in a good mood. But yeah, all good, man.
Alhamdulillah. No, great to hear. Great to hear. Samir, you know, you've got a massive following in Peterborough. Alhamdulillah, you know, every time when your fights are on, it's normally doing the rounds viral, especially by your fan base here. Like, there's a few selection of lads, you know, they get everyone on it, and we're there watching you live, cheering you on. So no, that is definitely great. And one thing why we wanted to bring you on the show, put you in the spotlight, is to kind of discuss about your journey, what it takes, what's the mental strength, what it needs to be, you know, a pro boxer. Because it's a massive thing. It's not something minor. It's not amateur level. It's something that requires hard work. So if we were to take it to the start of your journey, Samir, what was it that inspired you to pursue this journey of yours, which ultimately led into professional boxing?
So to kick it off, I used to mess about in school.
Right.
I had a lot of energy and stuff like that, and I remember my form tutor saying, "Look, there's an after-school boxing club. Why don't you go there and just let out some aggression?" And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Nah, I ain't doing that." You know, as a young kid, I ain't doing that, trying to show off and whatever. And then inside my head, I was like, "You know what? I am gonna go." Do you know what I mean? And then I did end up going. I went to the boxing club, and literally on my first day, the coach asked me, he goes, "Have you boxed before?" He took me on the pads and he asked me, "Have you boxed before?" I was like, "Nah, my first ever session, literally my first session." And he was like, "I'm not even joking. You're better than half these lads here, and they've been boxing for years."
Oh, wow.
And for the first time, you know, as a kid, someone's told me, like, you're good at something. Do you know what I mean? And as a kid, that means a lot. You know, words like that means a lot. So I kind of got, you know, gassed. And yeah, I'd start coming every week. Literally, it was every Monday after
Right.
school, yeah. And I'd want the weekend to go quick just so I could go to the boxing club.
Right.
And my behaviour changed and everything, because if I got a detention, I wasn't allowed to the boxing club. So I
Right.
started behaving in school and whatever, and yeah, man, I just fell in love with it. Literally fell in love with it, because it was a sport where it's a well respected sport. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like my peers and stuff started respecting me more and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I was just loving every aspect of boxing.
Not bad. Obviously, when you started off at a young age, normally you would have been in school at the same time. How were you balancing your studies with then hitting the boxing training and stuff? Did you feel like it interfered with your studies, or would you say more of your time was in boxing than studies?
I'll be honest with you, obviously, in my head, I always wanted to become a pro boxer.
Right.
So I knew, listen, the studies are good and whatever, but
Yeah.
I want to become a pro boxer. So I remember like going to school, and then literally as soon as I'd get back, on the days I wasn't going to my amateur club,
Right.
I'd literally jump on my bike from where I live to Dogsthorpe to fitness station, and I'd do extra training every single day. Literally 2 hours. I'd spend 2 hours there, and then I'd come back, have my food, and then obviously do my homework and whatever else. But literally, I was just like, I was addicted to it
Yeah.
in
yeah.
a good way. Do you know what I mean? Because boxing, it keeps you away from a lot of bad stuff too. So like, smoking and drugs and alcohol and all that kind of stuff. Like that's a no in boxing. So it kept me away from all this kind of stuff. So yeah, man.
Well, you're one of those guys who watch motivation videos where they get at 4 a.m. in the morning and kind of go for a jog and stuff. Were you doing those kind of routines too at times?
As I said, when I wasn't at the gym,
Yeah.
I'd be watching boxing all the time, literally boxing. And I actually used to get up before school started.
Yeah.
So I'd get up like at 6 o'clock, go for a run,
Right.
do my morning run, come home, get ready, get to school, come back on the bike to Dogstop, train, come home, have food, and literally start watching boxing again in the evening. And I'd repeat it again and again.
Wow.
So yeah, man, I was training very, very hard.
Yeah. And were you doing it yourself, or did you have like friends who would join you at the gym to start off with until you start getting a bit more serious?
Friends would come.
Yeah.
But
you were on your own game, wasn't it?
Like, I was
no doubt.
For me, it was that every day.
Right.
And when my friends would come, they'd be like, listen, you trained way too hard. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, my friends, first of all, my friends and stuff, they've always been supportive.
Yeah.
And the people that I've got around me, they've always been supportive. They've never tried to take me off, like, the road. You get what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I've always had a good friendship group. And that's very important. Like, the people that you've got around you, that can predict your future in a way. Yeah. If you're chilling with 5 smokers, you're going to become the 6th. If you're chilling with 5 healthy people, you're going to become the 6th healthy person. Do you know what I mean? So
fully agree.
Whoever you're around, that has a big impact on your life. 100%.
I hope our listeners are taking this on board, because this is a great advice coming from a pro boxer. This guy knows his stuff. He started from a young age to where he is now. Alhamdulillah. So definitely, if you're looking to get into the scene of any sort of athletic sport, definitely take on this advice, or whatever career you want to take on. Always consider what company you are around, etc., and how it can either benefit you or how it can either influence you in bad ways and stuff. And try to stay on the right track, especially what brother Samir is saying. Samir, when you were going into these boxing sessions, etc., at what point did you think, this is it? This is what I want to be doing. This is serious for me now. Because obviously your coach said to you, you're actually good in your first session. When was it for you that you thought, wow, okay, I need to stick at this and I need to fulfill that dream of being a pro boxer because I'm actually that darn good? Was it a year ahead? Was it a few years on?
So, as I was talking about earlier, I started at school.
Yeah.
And that boxing club actually closed down 6 months later because the trainer obviously got ill and stuff and he stopped training. So I remember telling my dad, look, I want to do boxing. Get me to a boxing club.
Yeah.
And I remember at that time there was no boxing clubs in Peterborough.
Right.
There was literally nothing in Peterborough. And I was so addicted to it. I wanted to do it so bad that I remember jumping on my bike here. This might sound crazy to normal people, but I'd literally, York Road.
Yeah.
There's a boxing gym there.
Yeah.
But at that time, there wasn't no sessions going on in there.
Okay.
But the gym was there.
Right.
So I'd bike it from my ends all the way there just to look at the equipment.
No way.
I'd literally come to the window.
Yeah.
Nobody knows this, by the way. I'd literally come to the window and just look at the equipment, and I'd get excited by it, and then I'd go home, and sometimes I even done it twice a day, where I've gone home and I've come back just to look at the equipment again. And by the way, only my brother knows this. And my family.
You got
but literally
10,000 views.
yeah, I know the views too. So I'd literally go there nearly every day.
Yeah.
And then I remember telling my dad, I go, listen, I want to do boxing. And he was like, look, it's a hard sport. Are you sure you want to do it? I was like, look, I want to do it. He asked me again, are you sure you want to do it? I said, yes. Like, you keep asking me the same thing.
Yeah.
He goes, okay, if we're going to start, we're going to finish it too.
See, this
and
is
are you ready for that? And he goes, are you ready for that? I'll go, let's do it.
Right.
So, anyways, my dad goes, "Cool, I'll find you a gym." There was like, you know, boxer size, so it's not
Yeah.
a real boxing club. It's just like fitness, and but at least I get to box in it. So there was a place in Hampton, Vic's Gym. I started going there and training and stuff, and then this coach goes, "Look, there's an amateur club in Stamford, so why don't you go there? You'd be able to fight and stuff." So I was like, "Cool, no worries, wicked." And then my dad took me to Stamford, and he'd take me twice a week. We'd get there at 6 o'clock. He'd sit in his car,
Right.
and then I'd train from 6 till 8:15, and then we'd come home, and that was twice a week. But anyways, I've now come to a real boxing gym.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember my first day in there, and I was like, "Whoa," you know. As a kid, I was quite, I'd say, shy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Shy, a bit nervous. And when I went in there was lads in there, like huge lads, do you know what I mean? That have been boxing for years, and there was sparring going on, and there's lads bleeding from their noses. I'm thinking,
It's
"Yo,
obviously something
where
that
am
you're
I?"
used to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, where am I? But then I remembered what my dad said. If you're going to start,
Gonna
there's
finish
no
it.
giving up. So anyways, I remember I started, and first couple of sessions were hard, but in my head I was thinking, look, I can't give up now. I can't, like, you know, go home and say, look, I don't want to do it no more, because remember what he said.
Exactly.
So that was like in me. I was like, no, I ain't giving up. So yeah, I just kept going from there, and that's the moment where I was like, listen,
This
there's no
is for
turning
you.
back now.
I think I remember that gym over at
Yeah.
York Road. Was it Dave? They called him Tigger or something.
Yeah.
Back in the days, I think I went for one session there. I had that mentality thinking, yeah, I'm gonna do something.
Yeah.
Walked in, took one jab, walked back out.
Yeah.
That took me out completely, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely not for me, mate.
Mm.
Nah, definitely. And for my next question, I got a feeling what your answer may be, but at that early stage of your career, who would you say was the most influential person during that stage of your career? Would it have been like a certain family member? I know, like, for example, boxers like Amir Khan, it was his father and uncle who were like front of house showing support. We used to watch it on the TV, we used to watch it on the interviews. You could tell them two were the main bodies. For you, I know you mentioned earlier about how much your father played a role, both by giving you that mentality, but also taking you to the boxing gym, etc. Would you say he was the most influential person of your career to start off with?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say both my parents.
Right.
Obviously, my mom doesn't really like it, but
I was going to come on to that.
yeah,
We're going to hold that. I'm going to come on to this.
but she's supportive, like fully,
Right.
100%. But yeah, I'd say my parents. Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
So there's obviously days where, because at the day we're all human, no
Mm.
matter what strong mindset you have, there probably were days where you didn't feel like going to the gym, you didn't feel like doing anything. What kind of motivated you to kind of get up and start that grinding process again? And, you got that mindset thinking, right, actually, even though I don't feel like going, I need to go.
I'd say life experiences. Like,
Okay.
I don't want to go into it now, but
Yeah.
life experiences definitely. There's certain things that just stay in your head. Do you know what I mean? That push you
Right.
to be better, to be greater. And yeah, like stuff like just being able to put my family in a better position and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Do you know what I mean? And I've always been a very strong character like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm someone that believes you take care of the people around you. So even though you're going through a rough time or whatever, especially as a man, you got to get up and keep going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's going to take a blow, a hit. You literally just got to get up and carry on, because no one's ever going to, like, feel sorry or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Time goes on, life goes on. So you just got to crack on, man.
Just got to get up. Yeah. No, you're
Yeah.
100% right. And even when I'm speaking to you now, you can see the passion coming through of boxing from you. You can see that mindset. You can see, the whole focus. Even though you're not in a boxing match now, if it's like Samir's walked into the ring now, he's going to start boxing me. You're like, no, I'm not focused. What is it about boxing that you love? I've seen a couple of your interviews and I've seen a couple of your podcasts. Um, so I've got a couple of ideas coming through my head what you might say, but what is it that you love about boxing? That sport.
I don't know, you know. I actually don't know. Like it's just you know, my mom always says, yeah, you could have chosen a million things, yeah, you chose this. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Everything about it, it's just something I was naturally good at.
Yeah.
So I think I'd stick with that.
Right.
Yeah. Literally I can't pinpoint it. It's just something that makes me feel good,
Yeah.
feel alive, do you know what I mean? And it's played a big part in my life, definitely.
Yeah.
Played a big part in my life. As I said, I was a shy kid. I never had like loads of like cousins or like
Yeah.
I never had older brothers, so I kind of had to, you know,
Yeah.
become tough and whatever. So boxing, yeah, it opened a lot of doors, man, and I owe a lot to boxing.
Fair play. Because I remember watching a couple of your podcasts. One of them was an interview a few weeks ago, Boxing Nation or something, and you were saying about you coming out of fights and you love the whole fighting game. And we're going to come on to there was a period of last year where you were away from boxing because of the fights. But you just like getting in and just doing your job basically, and you just love the whole winning aspect, etc. That's what your focus was and stuff. Is that? Do you think the love of winning also helps you kind of push forward in your boxing career?
The love of winning and also like making the people that are behind me and my supporters proud. Do you know what I mean? Definitely. Like when I go in that ring, I'm never nervous or like scared to fight.
Yeah.
It's more I'm nervous to let people down. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm never scared to fight. Like when I'm going in there, I'm happy to fight. You know what I mean? Like but it's just letting people down. I get more nervous on that than anything else.
See, we support you, win or lose. We'll be there anyway.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So no, definitely you got full support from people, and hopefully we kind of showed you throughout your matches and stuff. There's a massive wall of a crowd that you definitely have here. So I know you mentioned the challenges that you faced turning pro, etc. But I know one of the things you mentioned in one of your interviews recently that you travel to London every day now. Is that still the case?
Yeah, so I used to train in Peterborough.
Yeah, because you moved up.
I wanted to take it to the next level, do you know what I mean? So I now travel to London. I train in London. I train alongside the British champion, Isaac Chamberlain.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so I had to make the move. I could have stayed comfortable in my own city, around my own people and whatever else, but another thing is time doesn't wait for no one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if you're gonna do something, do it now. And I know I won't get this time back, so I've just thrown myself in the deep end. The training in Brixton, for example, is tough because all the guys there that are training in the gym, they also want what I want. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when we are sparring or training, like we're pushing each other.
Yeah.
And also like being alongside someone like Isaac Chamberlain, he's already a British champion, and I'm training alongside someone like that, and I'm only 6 fights in. That's only gonna make me better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And if I'm training, like when we're hitting the bags, for example, he'll go a few extra rounds, and I'm like, you know what? I ain't stopping. I'm gonna do it too. So, stuff like that. It makes you train harder, and being around someone with that type of mindset and stuff like that, and it's good, man.
It's that extra motivation too, isn't it?
I definitely. I wanted to throw myself in the deep end because comfort zone is a killer.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in your comfort zone if you're trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with that. You have to push out, I think you have to experience those feelings to kind of get somewhere in life, meaning get out your comfort zone and kind of push ahead. I know we got a few minutes left before our commercial break, but I know you briefly mentioned before like going through your school stages, etc. I always wanted to know this because I've seen it myself. You be in the car park or something, you be in random places, and especially boxers, they'd be standing there. And then all of a sudden, throwing some jabs, this is this.
Yeah,
I remember seeing one guy right next to me. I swear this guy went for uppercut. And I'm looking, I'm like, mate, how are you going to uppercut in a car wash? Like, what are you trying to uppercut? A bubble? Would you be one of those guys that randomly just stand there throwing some jabs, etc.?
Do you know what it is? Like, for example, like if I'm waiting for my food in the microwave, I'd start shadowboxing.
No way.
Yeah. But I won't do it like in front of people just to kind of like show off or anything like that.
Like with the pizza coming out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I wouldn't do it out in public, out in the public and that. But literally I do it. Like when I'm waiting for like my food or something like that, I just start shadowboxing. Yeah. I
remember this was like years ago, so back in school days. Obviously guys that you don't really grow up with, especially with our background. Remember walking and all of a sudden naturally we'll do this cricket action, so like a bowling action. And then you get the people who ain't, once you play cricket, look at you thinking, what are you doing? And with me, I'm like so embarrassed that I split second. I've gone the follow-on process. I'm starting running that around the corner. I'm thinking, I can't do this. So I totally understand when you come in with the boxing thing. But ladies and gentlemen, we're on to commercial breaks now. So we should join you afterwards for some more questions for Samir.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
ये खुद को कोविड-19 और फ्लू से बचाने का वक्त है। अगर आप या खानदान के किसी दूसरे फर्द को इस मौसम सरमा की वैक्सीन लगनी है, तो आप अपॉइंटमेंट बुक करवा सकते हैं या ऑनलाइन वॉक इन क्लिनिक तलाश कर सकते हैं। बस कोविड और फ्लू वैक्सीन पीटरब्रा सर्च करें। अगर आपको इससे पहले भी कोविड-19 या फ्लू वैक्सीन लग चुकी है, खा एक दफा ही या इससे ज्यादा, तब भी इसे दोबारा लगाना और महफूज रहना इस वक्त जरूरी है। लिहाजा मजीद जानने के लिए बस आपको ऑनलाइन तलाश करना है कोविड और फ्लू वैक्सीन पीटरब्रा।
Attention foodies! Discover a world of flavours at Pack Foods, the largest ethnic supermarket in Peterborough. Shop our vast selection of authentic ingredients from around the globe, including spices, marinated fish and meats, and exotic fruits at incredibly low prices. And the best part? We offer free parking. No more hunting for a spot. Come visit us today and explore the incredible range of flavours at Pack Foods, 232 Lincoln Road.
Bite into something wonderfully tasty at Big Mouth, 349 Lincoln Road in Peterborough. Eating in for takeaway or delivery, Big Mouth now have a delicious new menu full of all your favourites. Crispy fried chicken, juicy smashed burgers, finger-licking peri-peri chicken, handmade pizzas, quality doner meat and so much more. So visit the family-friendly Big Mouth restaurant for fantastically fresh food. Call 01733 201020 or visit getbigmouthonline.com.
Could you spare a few hours each month to provide support to people who are going through tough times? If so, Peterborough Samaritans are looking for volunteers who are empathetic and open-minded, and we'd love to hear from you. We run regular information sessions where you can find out more about what it means to volunteer for Samaritans. If you are at least 18 years of age and would like to know more, please email volunteer@peterboroughsamaritans.org.
Fancy the true taste of Middle Eastern Kurdish food? Asia Restaurant gives you the unique fusion of flavours from Turkey, Iraq, Syria and Iran. Eat in at 5 Fitzwilliam Street, Peterborough, PE1 2RU. Or order through Just Eat, Uber Eats or order through our website, asiarestaurant.co.uk. Call us on 01733 562 530. Asia Restaurant, the true taste of the Middle East.
Are you looking for a career where you can make a difference? At Cross Keys Homes, we work with our local communities to create opportunities that change lives. We're looking for enthusiastic, talented people to join our team, from apprenticeships to senior management positions. Cross Keys Homes can support your development while you enjoy great employee benefits. There are so many opportunities for you to shine. Apply to join the Cross Keys Homes team at crosskeyshomes.co.uk.
Pembrokeshire. This is Salam Radio.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum, guys, and welcome back to the In the Spotlight show. Again, for a second, I completely forgot what show this was. But guys, welcome to our guest, Samir. He's a pro boxer from Peterborough, 6-0. He's joined us for the last half an hour, and hopefully we're going to keep him for the next half an hour. I'm just literally going through Facebook, and because we obviously do Facebook Live, and mashallah, there's quite a few comments, Samir, that have actually been brought forward, and a lot of people giving salam. So, you know, people from Daniel, Rizwan Ali, give salam to everyone over at Salam Radio, and also yourself. Adib Amir gave salam. And so, yeah, quite a few people, they're really, really interested in you obviously being on the show. Samir, so just picking up from before, in terms of the questions that we will give you, one thing which I had to stop you on was when you said your mom's not happy with the whole boxing scene, or she was a bit worried. I remember growing up watching Amir Khan. I think everyone did. That was the hype. That was like the next best thing since goodness gracious me, where all the Asians are around the TV. And watching Amir Khan's fight, I remember the first few fights, you know, he's doing so well, everyone's cheering. And then I remember one bad moment where he got dropped. And his mum was in the crowd, and she was on the front or second row. She turned away. From that time, I remember my mum saying to me, you know, oh, imagine what mum's going through, his mum's going through. For you, has your mum ever expressed concerns in terms of, obviously, she doesn't want to see her son fighting, etc., but it is still a professional sport. How would you say that whole image is at home in terms of what your mum thinks boxing is and what she actually sees?
So my mum, obviously she doesn't like the sport.
Right,
but,
okay.
She's fully supportive, like she does all my diet stuff and stuff like that, and yeah, she does all of my diet stuff and stuff, you know what I mean? And she's very supportive. And you know, like she doesn't come to the fights,
okay,
but she watches it at home.
Yeah.
But when I say she watches it at home, she kind of watches it. You know what I mean?
It's one of those that look away.
yeah, literally. So like, what she'll do is she will literally come inside the room, look at the TV for like 10 seconds, and then go back out again.
Okay.
And then come back in 10 seconds and then go out. So she doesn't really like it. And I don't think I'd want her to come to a fight because I'd be thinking, yo,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be looking the other way, do you know what I mean?
I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, man. She's supportive though. That's the main thing.
I guess obviously you mentioned before with your father figure, he's probably the most strongest one and pushing you, etc., to take that next step in life. So Samir, let's fast forward to now in terms of what you're doing right now. So I believe you managed to get on, correct me if I'm wrong, you managed to get onto the Matchroom shows and other big cards?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. How was the journey there getting into those kind of big shows?
So my manager rang me one day and he goes, look, I got you a spot on a Matchroom show. And he rang me and he said that, and I was like, what, are you being serious, or are you just like having me on? He's like, look, I'm being serious. They want you on their show. I was like, all right, let's do it then. Like,
let's go.
Do you know what I mean? Let's do it, man. And then I remember sitting in my car, I was like, yo, is this actually happening? Because I've been watching like Matchroom shows like since young, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, whoa, I'm gonna be on one of these shows. So anyways, I've got there, and it's the full thing, man. Like literally got into the arena and I looked around and I'm like, whoa, this is
real.
Crazy.
This is happening.
Like, going from fighting in little small hall shows and stuff like that as an amateur, and to now fighting in such a big like arena, it was just crazy. And then like people like Eddie Hearn like coming to shake my hand and chat to me and stuff like that, and it just kind of felt surreal. Do you know what I mean? Like a guy from ends, like to get to that type of level. Do you know what I mean? So And it felt good because the hard work and the graft is finally paying off. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, man, it's wicked experience.
How do you ground yourself? Because I think, with boxing, you can get fascinated with all the lights, the stadiums, etc. By the day, your focus is still on boxing, and you got to cancel out the noise around you. How do you still ground yourself? Me, I'll be starstruck as soon as I see star boxers. I'm like, yo, I need to take a picture. How do you ground yourself?
So obviously, I'm there to fight. At the end of the day, I'm there to fight. No one's gonna go in there to fight for me, and it's just you've got to stay focused, because physically you could do all the training in the world, yeah, but mentally, if you're not sharp and strong and ready, you're gonna mess up. Simple as that. Because let's just say you've trained hard and whatever, but you've not trained your head. Imagine now going into that arena and people are cheering and somebody boos.
Yeah.
And now you've heard that boo, and now you're focusing on that boo instead, like that person being negative. You're going to have a negative experience. You're going to have that's going to affect your performance.
Right.
So, but when you've mentally trained for it, and you're mentally strong, that's nothing. You're focused. You're ready to fight. You're ready to do your thing. So, yeah, it's just one of them things you've got to practice. Definitely.
Practice on your mindset.
Yeah, mindset. You got to definitely practice that. But it also comes with the game, because with boxing, for example, like when I'm dieting and stuff, and living in an Asian household,
it's not happening, is it?
When there's that biryani made or something like that, and it smells so good or whatever, and then I'm eating my salmon and potatoes with vegetables. Do you know what I mean?
You must have like one spoon of biryani.
No, I don't.
No way.
I don't know.
Wow,
No,
disciplined.
Nothing, literally. I can remember training through Eid.
Yeah.
And everything was made. Eid morning.
Yeah.
I've gone, prayed my Eid namaz, and literally I had to go to training. And they were having all this, like alwa puri and all this and that. And stuff like that, man. That kind of makes you headstrong.
Yeah.
And disciplined, because yeah, man.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad you mentioned the mindset. I was watching your, again, few interviews off before, and also been following you in terms of your recent fights. Last 15 months weren't the best in terms of your career, as I believe you had many cancelled fights. Obviously, prior to this last fight you just had. How do you deal with the frustration with especially training hard for the camps, and then suddenly it's all for no reward? Because I'm guessing when you're during, and hopefully you can speak to us more about what is required during camps for our listeners at home. I'm guessing it's all about discipline, etc. But wouldn't that frustrated you, training so hard and then boom, no fight?
Yeah, going back to it, so 2023 was probably my hardest year in boxing.
Yeah.
I had 4 fights cancelled.
Wow.
So I was supposed to fight in May, June, July, and November, and they all got cancelled.
What was the reason why they cancelled?
So the first 3, that was the same show, but they kept moving it. Like, so basically, what happened is I was supposed to fight in May,
yeah,
and something happened between the promoter and the TV people, and they kind of they couldn't come to an agreement, so they moved the show forward. So like 4 weeks forward. I was like, cool, no problem. Yeah, let's do it. Carry on training or whatever. Then I remember it getting cancelled again. Now this time I was like, I got angry, I got frustrated, because I'm training, I'm putting money in, because these camps ain't free. These camps take money, it takes dedication, and I'm missing out on stuff and stuff like that. And then for what? Do you know what I mean? And I remember it getting moved again, and this time I was really frustrated. I was angry and whatever, and I was like, look, I need to sort it out. And I remember they moved it again 5 weeks forward.
So this is the same guy that they're moving?
Yeah, same guys. And then it got cancelled again. And I was literally like to my coaches, look, I need some time off. I need some time off, because I need to get my head back together again, because this ain't it. Because when I'm getting ready for a fight, I'm cutting weight.
I was gonna say you have to obviously catch weight and stuff.
Yeah, so I'm cutting weight. I'm eating the right stuff and whatever, and then for the fight to move another 4 or 5 weeks, I've got to hold weight, and it's just a mess. Do you know what I mean? So, and then the November one, that got cancelled because I got COVID.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I got COVID, and then that one got cancelled too. So, but one thing I did learn, in that year is that year definitely made me mentally stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as I've said in other interviews, like one thing it kind of taught me is like whatever happens in life, it's alright to feel sad, or you know what I mean, for a couple of minutes or whatever, but you just gotta get up and keep going. Literally, as I said earlier, like things like this, they are gonna happen.
Yeah.
And you can't dwell on them, or do you know what I mean? Let them consume you. You just gotta keep it moving. And it's definitely made me mentally stronger, and it's definitely taught me a lot of valuable lessons that I'm going to take forward into the future. So, and also I believe Allah is the best of planners. I genuinely believe that. I'm not saying that, I genuinely believe that. Like, everything He's done for me up until this point makes sense. So, yeah, He's the best of planners, and I know He's got something ready for me, and it had to be like that for it to happen like that. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
No, you're definitely right on that stance. I want to touch upon like the training camp. This is the part where I'm really excited about, because I need to sort my diet out. My belly's gone completely I have control, even though I'm trying. Like I said, I can't go into the gym, I get knocked out. So I need to try other ways. What's training camp really like for you? Like, is it really strict on how people make it out to be? We see these videos, we know obviously people have to catch weight, etc. Discipline's obviously key, but what does it mean for your food? You touched upon it before, you have to move away from the biryanis, etc. What other stuff do you have to do daily in your lifestyle that you need to be changing, or you have to set a routine for?
So training camps are serious.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're definitely serious. So let's just go through it a little bit, yeah? So some days I'll train twice a day. Some days we train 3 times a day. And it's literally train, sleep, eat, and repeat.
Yeah.
So let's just say I wake up, go for a run, come home, have my breakfast. And again, the breakfast, I have a proper diet in place. So I've got a nutritionist. I've got a diet in place where every little thing is weighed.
Okay.
So this much grams of whatever, like chicken, for example, and this much grams of rice, and no spices or anything like that, the way we like it. And it's very, very strict. And especially when I'm in camp, there's no such thing as cheat days.
Okay.
There's no cheat days.
How long is camp for? Is it
so?
Could it vary?
It varies. So, for example, right now I'm fighting 4-rounders.
Right.
So we've got to get a minimum of 6-week camp.
Okay.
So it's got to be a 6-week camp, solid 6-week camp. But as the levels progress and I start moving up the rounds, it'll be like an 8-week camp, 10-week camp. Like world champions have like a 12-week camp.
Yeah.
So they're literally in the gym every day for 12 weeks, solid. As I said, like with dieting, it's very strict. Like everything is weighed, everything is on point.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's no ways around it or anything like that.
Right.
Nah.
What sort of food? I know you mentioned like potatoes and fish before. What sort of other food would you say that's benefit to have that strong stamina, that have that cardio in place, etc., and just to keep you lean? This is more for me, so I can work on my belly. I know these listeners at home want to be taking notes, but this is mainly for me.
Chicken breast. We have a lot of chicken breasts.
Okay.
Steak.
Right.
But as I said, when I'm cooking the steak, there's no butter or anything like that.
Right.
It's literally steak.
Okay.
Salmon's good for you.
Yeah.
You want to obviously with me, because we train so much.
Yeah.
I have a lot of carbs in there too. So
Okay.
with every meal, I have carbs.
These are like oat
So
carbs.
like
brown carbs.
like potatoes and rice and stuff like that. Because we train so hard, we got to do that. But for a normal person, if they wanted to lose weight, they'd go on a high protein diet.
Okay.
So a high protein diet's just like just chicken and just fish and stuff like that with vegetables and whatever.
I'm taking notes.
But yeah, literally. But yeah, like as I said, like with me, I've got carbs in every meal because I train twice or 3 times a day. So, for example, as I was saying, I'd go for a run, come home, eat breakfast, to London, train 2 hours, get back home, have a bit of rest, and then literally in the evening train again, and then literally just chill for the evening. But by the time I get to chill, it's about 8-9ish, and then I've got to go to sleep because I've got to get up early in the morning. So
you're going to be so disciplined on that.
And and that's literally every single day. And we'll have like one day off.
Wow. So like Ramadan's coming up in less than 30 days now. What's your plan for Ramadan? Are you obviously you're still going to be training slightly, isn't it?
So in Ramadan, I like to give my full focus to the month of Ramadan.
Okay.
So like, I like to do my prayers in the mosque and stuff like that. I just do the extra things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I like to give my full focus to Ramadan.
Yeah.
So I do train, but it's like after iftari, I'll go to the gym and just it's not as intense, but it's just kind of staying active, I'd say.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like just maybe doing a run or like hitting the bag, stuff like that. But I don't really go to my gym to train. Yeah.
Because I know there are a few lads out there who, well, actually, not even lads, anyone who go to the gym during Ramadan and try to either lift weights, do a bit of cardio, or stay active. I know some people say, is it worth it, is it not? But I guess also during month of Ramadan, yes, you need to be praying, you need to be fully on your deen, but staying active also within a month should help us to in a beneficial way.
Yeah,
so
definitely. So what I done for the last 2 Ramadans was just before iftari, I'd go on a long run, just for mental strength.
Yeah.
Because as you can imagine, just before iftari, that's the hardest part.
I was gonna say, I tried that once.
Yeah,
my legs went, bro.
yeah.
Like, when you cross it, you sit on the floor. One try, gone. Like, this ain't for me, mate. I let imagine like you do it.
So like, I was doing it for more of the mental strength.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because when I was running, I was like, whoa. I've got nothing in my body right now, and I'm still able to do it. So I was doing that last Ramadan. I'm gonna do it again this Ramadan, definitely.
I'll probably join you. I'll probably run behind you.
Let's do it together.
Yo, bro, remember me? Like, right, you stay away from it. Nah, that's perfect. So, yeah, that's your current setup now. For 2024, we're in February now. What is the realistic goal for this year for you?
So, more fights.
Okay.
Inshallah, more fights, and end the year with the title.
Inshallah.
Bring a title back to Peterborough. I'm the only active pro boxer in Peterborough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely, inshallah, by the end of the year, have a title, man. Around my waist.
You got to let us know what that day is, because I hope you listeners, we will book off annual leave on that day. If it's a weekend, if it's a weekend, we're going to put stuff on the side, because we're headed for this guy. We need to be there for him and, cheer him on, and hopefully we'll be on TV too. Remember that Fame game. So we're there for you, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate everyone that supports me. Honestly, like, it's crazy, man. The support is crazy.
It's mad. And mashallah, you have a huge following here. They literally follow you everywhere. One thing for sure, Peterborough fans are passionate. How does that make you feel that you have a whole wall of following you wherever you go? Like I said from the start, I've seen your social media posts, I've seen people tagging you when you're fighting and stuff. So the following is amazing here. How does that make you feel, like growing up in Peterborough and now boom, everyone's watching me in a good way?
So I remember earlier I said Allah is the best of planners. So I don't really come from a big family. Do you know what I mean? So as I was saying earlier, I didn't have like an older brother or like loads of cousins and stuff like that, like every other Asian does, And I remember in my amateur fights, it was just me, my brother, Sully, Wacky, and literally my dad. And now, all of a sudden, I've got like half of Peterborough coming with me. Do you know what I mean? So I believe as long as you've got good intentions and stuff,
Yeah.
God will open doors for you. And, you know, like, it's crazy, man. Like, a kid from the ends
Yeah.
now has got support from everyone. Like, for example, it's not even just people my age. There's older people that in the mosque, for example, that'll come up to me, give me salam and stuff, and, you know, show me love. And to like young kids, like I'll be running, I'll be jogging or whatever, and I'll see kids and they'll start shouting SMG, SMG, and start jogging behind me and stuff. And I wish I could get and record, but obviously I'll be on my last couple of miles. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Honestly, it's crazy.
Yeah, I get the same reception. People running behind me, but for different reasons. No, bro, come here.
Yeah.
I'll speak to you. So, mashallah, no, definitely, you know, I'm proud for you. And, you know, inshallah, God gives you double, triple the amount of success you have now. You know, this is just the start of your journey. We're there for you right from, you know, get-go. So we'll definitely be there for your next fight. And, you know, just to touch on it very briefly, do you know when is your next fight? Do you have a date planned?
So I haven't got a date at the moment.
Okay.
But inshallah, after Ramadan, if you guys follow me on social media, so Instagram is the real SMG1, and Facebook is my name, Mohammed Samir, and on Snapchat it's the real SMG. So if you follow me on that, he'll get my fight updates.
Perfect, guys. Everyone at home, the listeners, you know, definitely follow Samir on the social media and look out for his next fight. It should be a great one. Again, pro boxer, undefeated, 6-0. He can only go up, inshallah. You know, he's got full support from us. Samir, as mentioned before, from the start, we asked you the serious questions. You know, we've asked you some really deep questions. But as with all our guests, we're bringing you the 60 seconds in the spotlight quiz fire round. So this is your moment to face the buzzer. I'm going to throw some questions at you. I don't know if you see the prior shows, but we want to see how you react before our show closes today. So are you ready for these questions?
Ready.
Are you ready? See, this, I can see the focus. If you're in the studio, you can see the focus in his eyes. Honestly, he's like, he's going to box me out. I'm going to be on that side. I'm like, nah, he's going to stay away from me. Let's go. Okay, right. So very quickly, 60 seconds. Favorite food on the menu? We're going to judge you, by the way, because you're a pro boxer.
Gourmet burger.
Right. Favorite boxer of all time?
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali. Person you would like to face the most in your division, both past or present?
Anyone with the title.
I love that answer. What was your dream job as a kid?
Pro boxer.
That's the see. This is what I mean. I need to stop those 60 seconds. But when you achieve what you wanted to do when you were a kid, alhamdulillah, what a feeling. Person you trade places with for a day, fictional or non-fictional? Oh, we caught you there, haven't we? It could be anyone. It could be a character. It could be a superhero. It could be a guy living down the road.
You know what?
No, should we move on?
Granddad.
Mashallah. Love that answer. Would you rather have more time or more money?
Time.
Biggest risk you ever took? We've got 20 seconds now.
Following this path.
Best compliment you ever got?
You're actually a nice guy.
Go on, bro. We met you. You are definitely a nice guy.
Yeah.
Worst piece of advice you ever got?
Be realistic.
Fair play. It's perfect. Honestly, you've actually done really well in this question. A lot of people are put off, but no, you actually smashed it. What a quick fire round by Samir. We haven't got long left now. So there you are, folks. Week 4 of In the Spotlight series. I hope you enjoyed today's insight of what our show is bringing here on 106.2 FM Salam Radio. It is exciting, and we do want you, the viewers, to actively engage with us, whether it's calling us on 01733 602 133 or text us on 074 191 062. If you're watching us live on Facebook, drop us a message and let us know what you're thinking. If you have a story to share or want to nominate someone to have a platform, get in touch. We're ready to listen, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be in the spotlight very soon. Once again, thank you to our special guest, Samir, for coming on the show this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No worries. It's an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Guys, thank you for listening to me this evening. Do like and share also if you're watching us on Facebook Live. There's plenty of ways, you can watch us, and we've got a few more shows coming off in this series, including Nathan, the street artist, coming on the show next week. This guy is massive in the community now. He's got 15K following. So yeah, he's coming into the studio next week. So watch out for that. So basically, guys, this is your host, myself, Shafeel. This is In the Spotlight. Good night, folks.
Stay tuned.